are you? My name is Jessie. Welcome back to my channel. Here on YouTube, I make videos all about my life and doing up the house that my partner and I just bought. If that sounds like the kind of content that you enjoy, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me. Today I'm showing you how I took our awkward cupboard under the sink from a ridiculous mess to a nice organized area. Let's jump in. As always, the first thing I did was completely remove everything from the space. As I was taking things out, I put them all into groups so that it was easier for me to organize later when I was putting everything back. When it was all empty, I cleaned the whole cupboard out with my cleaner, and while I was at it, I cleaned the doors as well because they were getting pretty gross. Then I sprayed the Protect spray from as well all over the whole space just to make sure that it kind of stays germ-free for as long as possible. I left that to dry for a while and went and grabbed all the stuff that I had to organize the space. I started by moving these shelves all around to see where they fit best in the space. I tried putting them in a few different ways and turning them around, putting things under them and on top of them, and then in the end I just decided that they weren't the best solution. Obviously this cupboard doesn't have any kind of shelving built into it, and we're going to be renovating our kitchen in the long run anyway, so we weren't going to put shelves in just to rip them all out again in a couple of months or next year or something. So I had to come up with a way to fill all the vertical space without any shelves. I grabbed a measuring tape and took down all the different measurements that I possibly could of the cupboard, trying to find what space I had to work with around the pipes. Once I'd written all that down, I put everything away and jumped in the car to go for a drive. I went to one of the small Kmarts nearby and went into all the different sections to find all the storage solutions that they had. I found a few good things, so I put them all in my cart and then went back to the car for a nice scenic drive home. Once I got home, I got stuck right into organising the space again. I used the stackable drawers to fill up all the vertical space, and I had this long, skinny magazine holder that had wheels that I could slide in beside the pipe. I couldn't quite fit two of those black shelves in the space that was left over, but I decided that I liked it better without two anyway, because if I had one underneath the bottom of the pipe, I wouldn't have been able to put anything on top of it. So it would have just been kind of a waste of space. So I just put one in next to the stackable drawers and then had another rolling drawer underneath it for more storage. Once everything was in a space that I was happy with, I began to fill everything up and put things in areas that I thought would be convenient for us. I put the taller, more kind of awkward things in the magazine drawer so that I could just pull them out as I needed and then shove them away in that little space when we didn't. I filled up the stackable drawers with things that I don't use as often, like bug sprays and measuring tapes and all the dishwasher stuff that I have, because right now we don't have a dishwasher, so I don't need to use that stuff. On the shelf and in the drawer under the shelf, I put everything that I use for washing dishes now, so a whole lot of spare cloths and sponges and that kind of thing. I put the bigger things like my little toolbox and my box full of screwdrivers just wherever they would fit so that I could get to them easily, and they filled up the space nicely. Next, I worked on finding the right spot to hang up these little wire shelves. As long as I lined it up properly, the wire shelves sat perfectly on 3M hooks, so I took my time measuring things out, figuring out the perfect spot to put the hooks, and then I left them there so that they could stick on properly. While the hooks were sticking on properly, I found spots for the last few things, and then I tried and failed miserably to take all the stickers off the different drawers. I really don't know why Kmart does this. Some of their stickers are so easy to pull off. They just like peel off like an absolute dream. And others are absolute freaking nightmares. All of these ones sucked. So I ended up trying the hairdryer trick to see if you can warm up the sticker and then pull it off, which worked awesomely. Eventually I'll be getting labels for all the drawers anyway, but for right now I'm just gonna leave it until I figure out the exact spots that I want everything to be in. So our cupboard under the sink went from looking like an absolute bomb site like this, and is now an amazing organized space like this. It is so much better, it's so much easier to find things, and it just looks nicer. I might get more little wire shelves just so that when I open it out, it's even, because that would make me happy. But for now, it works really well. That's all from me today, guys. Let's chat in the comments down below. Is the cupboard under your sink a disaster, or is it nice and organized? Please hit like if you enjoyed today's video and subscribe to my channel to see more from me in the future. Have a great week, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. While the hooks were settling onto the table? Nope. Why am I saying that? Oh my god.